Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 motorcycles that dealers can't sell. Number 12, Kawasaki Vulcan S. The Kawasaki Vulcan S is one of those bikes that dealers across the US are struggling to move off the showroom floor. Despite its approachable design and low stance, this middleweight cruiser simply isn't finding enough takers in 2025. With a starting price around $7,500, it's supposed to be an affordable option for newer riders stepping into the cruiser segment. But the market has shifted. Many buyers today prefer modern retro bikes or small touring cruisers that offer better comfort and updated tech for similar money. Under the tank, the Vulcan S runs a parallel twin 650 engine that makes smooth, predictable power. It's the same engine platform used in several Kawasaki models known for reliability. The problem isn't performance, it's perception. Riders looking for a true cruiser often find the engine too sporty, while those wanting something sportier think it's too heavy. Owners still praise the bike's long-term reliability. With proper care, the Vulcan S can easily last over 50,000 miles without major issues, and maintenance costs stay fairly low compared to other cruisers. Dealers expected the Vulcan S to attract a younger crowd, but that crowd has moved on to more stylish and tech-loaded alternatives. Number 11, Indian Scout Bobber. The Indian Scout Bobber was once a head-turner in the cruiser world, but lately it's been collecting dust in many US showrooms. With a starting price around $12,000, it sits in an awkward middle ground between entry-level and premium bikes. Riders who want an affordable cruiser often turn to smaller models from Honda or Yamaha, while those ready to spend more tend to skip straight to Harley-Davidson or Triumph. The bike packs a 1133cc V-twin engine that puts out solid power and a deep exhaust note. It's quick off the line and handles well for its size, but comfort takes a hit. The slammed seat and forward controls look aggressive but punish riders on longer trips. Reliability isn't a major issue, but maintenance costs do creep up once the bike crosses 30,000 miles. Many owners report needing clutch or electrical work around that mark, which adds to the perception that it's not the easiest bike to keep running long-term. Used Scout Bobbers now sell for as low as $7,000, making new buyers question why they should spend $5,000 more for the same machine. The Indian Scout Bobber is a solid motorcycle, but it's stuck in a shrinking market segment. Dealers can't move them fast enough, even with discounts and promotions. Number 10, Suzuki Boulevard M109R. The Suzuki Boulevard M109R used to be a powerhouse cruiser that grabbed attention everywhere it went. But in 2025, dealers across the US are finding it harder than ever to move this big muscle bike. With a sticker price around $16,000, it's not exactly budget-friendly, and buyers looking to spend that kind of money usually expect more tech, better comfort, and lighter handling. The M109R still looks aggressive, but its design hasn't changed much in years, and it's starting to feel like an old heavyweight in a market that's chasing modern looks and convenience. Power comes from a massive 1,783cc V-twin engine that makes serious torque. It's raw, it's loud, and it demands attention. But that same power makes it intimidating for average riders, and the weight, close to 800 pounds, doesn't help. Around town, it feels heavy and clunky, and while it shines on long, open roads, that's not where most riders spend their time anymore. Long-term reliability is decent if maintained properly, but repairs and parts can be costly. Owners often report issues with rear tires wearing out faster than expected and clutch components needing early replacement. The Boulevard M109R is a machine for a very specific kind of rider, someone who values brute power over comfort or practicality. Unfortunately, that group has become smaller each year. Number 9, Harley-Davidson Pan America. The Harley-Davidson Pan America entered the adventure bike scene with big expectations, but dealers across the US are finding it tough to sell. With a starting price close to $20,000, it's a premium purchase in a category already full of strong competitors from BMW, KTM, and Triumph. Many Harley loyalists still prefer cruisers, while adventure riders often lean toward brands with longer track records in off-road touring. That mismatch has left the Pan America sitting longer in showrooms than Harley expected. Power comes from a 1252cc Revolution Max V-twin engine that puts out around 150 horsepower. It's a strong performer with adjustable suspension and modern electronics, yet it hasn't connected with the core Harley audience. Riders love the torque but question the reliability of a new platform from a company better known for air-cooled cruisers. And when a bike costs close to 20 grand before taxes, buyers expect long-term confidence. That's where the hesitation kicks in. It's not that the Pan America is a bad motorcycle, it's simply caught in the wrong crowd. Harley tried to appeal to adventure riders, but that group often prefers proven European or Japanese options. Unless Harley drops the price or refreshes the model to boost comfort and trust, the Pan America will likely stay one of those bikes that looks impressive on paper but keeps gathering dust in dealerships. Number 8. BMW K1600B. The BMW K1600B is a luxury bagger built for long highway miles, but in 2025 it's become one of the hardest bikes for U.S. dealers to move. With a base price sitting around $22,000 and fully loaded trims crossing $28,000, it's far from cheap. That price tag puts it in competition with top-end Harleys and Gold Wings, brands that already dominate the American touring market. Many buyers see the K1600B as overkill, too big, too complex, and too costly to maintain compared to what they actually need. The bike carries a massive 1,649cc inline-six engine that makes around 160 horsepower. It's smooth, powerful, and built for open highways, but that same size becomes a burden in daily use. At over 700 pounds, the K1600B feels heavy in traffic or tight parking spots. Riders love its effortless cruising and electronic suspension, but when repairs come, the bills are painful. Out-of-warranty service can run into thousands of dollars, especially for electronic or transmission work. Dealers have been slashing prices, bundling accessories, and still struggling to find buyers. The truth is, the K1600B is a well-engineered tourer that simply doesn't fit most American riders' lifestyles anymore. Number 7. Triumph Trident 660. The Triumph Trident 660 was meant to be Triumph's entry-level success story, but by 2025, dealers in the U.S. are finding it stuck on the floor. Priced around $8,500, it aimed to compete with mid-range nakeds. On paper, it makes sense: British styling, solid build, and an approachable triple engine. But in reality, most American buyers see it as expensive for what it offers. The value gap is what's keeping it from selling. The bike runs a 660cc three-cylinder engine producing about 80 horsepower. It's smooth and refined with plenty of usable mid-range power, but it doesn't offer the thrill many riders expect in this segment. The riding position is neutral, the features are minimal, and while the build feels premium, the overall package doesn't stand out. Maintenance costs are a key reason for slow sales. Triumph service intervals are shorter, and parts cost more than similar bikes from Japan. Over a few years, that adds up. Long-term owners report good reliability up to 45,000 miles, but depreciation hits hard. Used models are already selling for around $6,000, making new buyers think twice. Dealers have been offering discounts and even free accessories to clear inventory, but that hasn't moved the needle much. The Trident 660 just doesn't hit the sweet spot in the American market. It's not cheap enough for beginners, not powerful enough for thrill seekers, and not comfortable enough for long rides. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Nightster. The Harley-Davidson Nightster was introduced as a modern mid-range cruiser, but by 2025 it has become one of the toughest bikes for dealers in the U.S. to sell. With a starting price around $11,500, it sits above entry-level models but below full-sized cruisers, creating a tricky price point. Buyers who want a lighter Harley often opt for used models or sportsters, while those ready to spend more choose larger touring bikes with more comfort and tech. This leaves the Nightster in a difficult position on the showroom floor. Power comes from the new Revolution Max 975cc V-twin engine, offering about 90 horsepower. It's a solid performer with modern electronics and responsive handling. Still, it hasn't fully connected with Harley's traditional audience, who expect the deeper rumble and feel of classic air-cooled V-twins. Riders who are newer to motorcycles may find it expensive relative to other mid-size cruisers, and that has slowed sales significantly. Maintenance and ownership costs add to the hesitation. Routine service can run close to $700 a year, and premium tires, fuel, and parts push the total yearly expense higher. The Nightster is stylish, modern, and capable, but it simply doesn't fit the current buying trends. Dealers are discounting aggressively to move stock, yet many units linger for months. Number 5. BMW R18. The BMW R18 is a heavyweight cruiser that impresses on paper, but in 2025, US dealers are finding it challenging to sell. With a starting price near $21,000, it competes with full-sized Harleys and high-end Indian models. That price is steep for many riders who want a cruiser with classic styling but aren't ready to pay a premium for a BMW badge. As a result, new units often sit in showrooms for months, even with dealer incentives. Powering the R18 is a massive 1800cc air-cooled boxer twin engine producing about 99 horsepower. It's smooth, torquey, and unmistakably deep in sound, making it ideal for long highway rides. However, the bike's sheer size and weight, over 705 pounds curb, make it intimidating for average riders, especially in urban environments. That said, servicing costs are higher than mid-range cruisers, and repairs for electronics or specialty components can quickly climb into the thousands. The R18 appeals to a niche audience who values classic BMW engineering and cruiser aesthetics, but that audience is limited in size. Without a stronger marketing push or more accessible pricing, the BMW R18 is likely to remain a premium cruiser that impresses visitors in showrooms but rarely finds its way to a garage. Number 4. Triumph Rocket 3. The Triumph Rocket 3 is an engineering marvel, but in 2025 it's one of the hardest motorcycles for US dealers to sell. With a starting price around $22,000, it sits in a very high-end segment where buyers expect not just power but exclusivity and comfort. That price point narrows the market significantly, leaving many units sitting unsold for months. Riders looking for extreme power often compare it to Harley or Indian touring bikes, which offer similar prestige and better dealer networks. The bike features a massive 2003cc inline-3 engine producing over 200 horsepower and about 1,600 foot-pounds of torque. It's a brute that delivers astonishing acceleration and cruising ability, but that power comes with weight and size challenges. Long-term reliability is generally strong, with well-maintained Rocket 3s lasting past 50,000 miles. However, depreciation is steep, and used models often drop by $5,000 to $7,000 within the first few years. That makes potential buyers hesitant to pay full price for a bike that loses value quickly, despite its technical brilliance. The Rocket 3 remains a motorcycle for a very specific audience: riders who prioritize extreme performance and unique engineering. Unfortunately, that audience is too small to keep dealers' inventories moving fast. Number 3. Indian FTR. The Indian FTR was designed to capture the flat track and street performance crowd, but by 2025, US dealers are struggling to sell it. With a starting price near $12,500, it sits above entry-level bikes yet below full-fledged cruisers, creating a tricky buying decision. Many casual riders find it too aggressive for daily use, while performance enthusiasts often opt for KTM or Ducati models with lighter handling and sharper components. Under the tank, the FTR runs an 1190cc V-twin engine producing around 95 horsepower. It's smooth and torquey, ideal for open roads and spirited rides. But the aggressive riding position, stiff suspension, and flat track styling make it less comfortable for daily commuting or long trips. Maintenance and ownership costs add to its challenges. Routine service and parts replacement can run close to $1,000 annually, and tires wear faster than on standard cruisers due to the performance-oriented setup. Dealers have tried promotions and financing offers, yet inventory turnover remains slow. Unless Indian adjusts pricing or enhances comfort and versatility, the FTR will remain one of those models that looks exciting on the showroom floor, but rarely finds a permanent home in garages across the U.S. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Road Glide. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide is an iconic touring bike, but in 2025 it has become one of the toughest models for U.S. dealers to sell. With a starting price near $24,000, it's a substantial investment that puts it in competition with premium touring bikes from Honda and BMW. Many riders hesitate because the Road Glide is designed primarily for long-distance touring, making it less practical for daily use or city riding. That has left dealers struggling with inventory that sits for months. Under the fairing, the Road Glide is powered by a Milwaukee 8 1700cc V-twin engine, delivering strong torque and smooth power suitable for long highway miles. While it excels in comfort and stability on the open road, the bike's weight, around 800 pounds, makes maneuvering at low speeds or in urban traffic challenging. Maintenance and ownership costs are significant. Routine service, premium fuel, and parts can push annual expenses close to $1,500. The Road Glide is a capable and comfortable touring motorcycle, but it appeals mainly to a niche audience of long-distance riders. Dealers continue offering discounts and packages to move stock, yet the model remains slow to sell. Unless Harley adjusts pricing or offers incentives tailored to a broader audience, the Road Glide will likely stay one of the bikes that looks impressive on the floor but struggles to leave the showroom. Number 1. Kawasaki Eliminator. The Kawasaki Eliminator is a cruiser that once offered a mix of style and performance, but in 2025 it has become one of the hardest motorcycles for U.S. dealers to sell. With a starting price around $8,500, it's positioned as an affordable cruiser, yet it struggles to compete with more popular mid-range bikes. Riders often see it as outdated in design, and that perception has kept it from attracting enough buyers, leaving many units sitting unsold in showrooms. Power comes from a 650cc V-twin engine that delivers smooth and manageable performance. It's reliable and easy to ride, making it suitable for new and experienced riders alike. However, the styling is less aggressive and modern compared to other cruisers in its price range. Fuel economy hovers around 40 miles per gallon, and maintenance costs are reasonable, but it still doesn't offset the lack of excitement that many shoppers feel when comparing it to competitors. The Kawasaki Eliminator remains a solid, reliable cruiser, but it no longer aligns with current market trends. Its combination of aging design and moderate power makes it a tough sell, leaving dealers holding stock longer than expected. Without a redesign or aggressive marketing, the Eliminator is likely to remain a motorcycle that looks dependable on paper, but rarely finds a buyer's garage. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.